I was hoping to do this Magi video for you guys today with the hype news of saying, yeah, we got the Sinbad no Bouken out first episode, and you know, it got slightly delayed unfortunately due to the fact of the whole earthquake in Japan recently. So yeah, they had to delay it for a little while, so my heart goes out for them. Albeit the episode is kind of out. Weirdly, like, there's still the issues I've got to say about, like, you know, it hasn't been translated by any fans. So I don't know who originally did the Kingdom of Magic stuff before it got officially licensed out there, you know, onto Crunchyroll and to any other sites as well, you know, before like Viz picked it up. So I really, I can't believe this is one thing where I'm like, I don't normally prompt this because I know no one's legally actually got the license to like Sinbad no Bouken yet. So I'm like, this is the only time where I'm like, I really do hope one of you guys pick it up on live, because I really do want to actually review the Sinbad anime. And it's still like, there's translations out there, but sadly there's only ones out in Indonesia, and I'm not going to go like read up on I'm not going to get fluent by that by like one day. So yeah, that's sad to say. Now let's get into the chapter of 303, and boy was I not expecting going into a new arc actually into this series. So that kind of like prompts already like immediately from that stuff is that, okay, I originally thought that this was just going to be one big arc, like a lot of people saying like, oh, Magi reaches its finale to entering final arc. Nor like it's entering its final saga. That's what it's kind of feeling like, and I'm kind of glad that it's more the saga than just like one arc, because like Magi arcs last about like for quite a while, you know. Sometimes they enter like, you know, 2 years or something like that. Like, you know, like I think that's the longest. I think that's how long Magna Star was. I think Magna Star was about like 70 odd chapters or so. Like, I think that was about it. And coming from this one, I was like, well, aren't I right, Sinbad, you sly dirty piece of shit. He's like, you know, we're allies, not like, you thought we were allies? No, we're rivals, motherfucker. And it's like, you went to Balbard especially, why didn't you return and, you know, become, you know, like a king or anything? And he's like, no, it was my decision not to remain in there anymore, I'm not a prince anymore. And he's just like, actually, like, one thing that Sinbad's like, you know, I'm envious of you and all that, but it's like, in the past I desired royal blood so badly, but you rejected it like it's nothing. Somehow I'm envious of you, Alibaba. And he's like, you know, there's no reason for me to dispel it and all that. And it's like, you know, spreading around rumor about it rear himself. And it's like, he realized it's just like, there's 3 ways to go around this, Alibaba, because I ain't doing anything about it. You know, to be crushed by others and more successful companies, to continue to survive by being absorbed into a larger company, and then the last option there is to be triumph all over the other trading companies and be the last one standing. And he's like, this is how this motherfucker rules around right now. Like, and even Alibaba states it himself, he's made a world where there are more dangerous things out there than like the metal vessels that we used to have. Now it's not ruled by power anymore, it's ruled by dictate, like it's ruled by using the pen. Like, the whole thing about the pen is mightier than the sword. This is a very good example of it. And it's like, whoever has the most hearsay and power is like pretty much a ruler. And this is why, and he was insane, like, how long has Sinbad had this plan into motion to that? How many of the people on the Seven Seas Alliance are on his side who are like, oh yeah, you want to work with this guy? No, I trust you, Sinbad. Nah. I mean, let's be honest, like, here, you know, Sharkin, he trained Alibaba, you know, Yamaraya as well, you know, trained Aladdin. But at the end of the day, though, it's like, who you gonna believe? You gonna believe the kids that you taught, or you gonna believe that the man that you followed for a reason? You followed his dictatorship. You followed, like, making this alliance because you knew he could make something great out of this world. And it's like, who you gonna pick? You know, the guy that's, you know, an upstarter like that, and he's like, yeah, I need this favor from you guys. Oh, they used to be evil. Don't worry about that. They're good, really. They had good goals in mind, apart from slaving everyone. Trust me, that's not how I think about the Koen Empire. Actually, I really like the Koen Empire a lot. Especially Koen, we all know how much of a fucking beast. But by how exactly it's going to work, it sounds like we might never get that Koen versus Sinbad fight that we always kind of wanted to. And it's like, that's the case. I was like, I really would have loved that. But it's like, it just doesn't feel like it's going to be like adding up anymore to that. And I feel like this is in his own way, this is Sinbad's victory either way, and it's like, well, like, even if that's the case, he's still got his metal vessels around. It's like, because you really think that he's going to chuck them away? I'm pretty sure, like, he has a very easy way to get access to them, and if anything, like, war starts up again, he'll be like, well, we have the common goal, because I feel what's going to be happening with Sinbad, it's like, you know, like, even though he's trying to be, like, a real nice guy and all that, and he's like, you know, Alibaba, this world of business is ruthless. Even I blundered once and was made a slave. You should choose your battles wisely from now on. I'm advising you if you was my own son. And it's like, the guy's won. He won this battle, and he's pretty much winning the war. So it's a very big case of like, the Co-Empire tried a solution, it didn't work. He's trying a solution that's kind of making everyone happy apart from the people like of the Co-Empire, and it's like he's pretty much winning with it. And it's like if they go into a battle, like who's gonna side? Like, oh, we're gonna like pick up your swords again for Sinbad? Of course we're fucking gonna do that, because yeah, you're the nice guy. Yeah, and it's just like, I love it because Sinbad's smiling. It's like, you piece of shit. Also as well, I did love that reference that they put into Sinbad no Bouken, putting about the whole slavery thing. Like, if people didn't know about that, yeah, that's a part of the new Sinbad no Bouken series, which that probably might not be covered in the anime. I think the anime is only supposed to be like 12 episodes or so. I'm not too sure. Like, I still haven't seen the first episode because obviously it isn't translated, and I still haven't even seen the raw of it yet. So I'm very curious about that, if like how far they're going to go into it. And when the kind of the ending of the chapter was Alibaba coming back, and it was like, I'm sorry guys, I'm really for letting you down. We won't be able to work this out. And when the thing is, like, when we came out with it, like, you know, strategist, you know, he was coming out, like, Kome was saying, you don't have to worry about this, like, you know, Minister Alibaba, I've got some backups in place. We're going to use this 8 trigram talisman bullshit so we can keep our produce chilled and fresh. You can keep them iced up and all that. It's the first type of magic talisman that will be used to fuel ships, and it'll be able to pretty much, they're freezing their stuff, where it's like, don't worry, you're fine, they won't go out of season, we can still sell our shit, even though we're only allowed a little bit about trading, this is still a way we can work around this. And it's like, Kome, like, I like it when he was talking about him, like, he was like, you know what, we knew, we had a hunch and all that, the other countries wouldn't just accept Ko as a trading partner, so we did have a backup up in case that any of this stuff is coming in. And like, I really love, like, just that bit, it's like, you know, like, even with, like, you know, Kyogyoku was saying, despite being the Empress, like, of Ko and all that, I have no way of showing you what kind of nation I envision it to be. Life will continue even after we finish repaying our debt to the International Alliance. Yet, I've only been following in my brother's footsteps. And it's like, that bit when you saw, like, you know, like, Kome, he fucking did that, and he's like, Your Majesty, you're right. All those who aspire to unify the world through military might have perished. Hereafter, please envision your own dream and share it with everyone. That right there, and like, even there, like, I'm getting, like, 'cause she didn't realize, I'm thinking, like, at that point she didn't actually realize who that was, because I know that one motherfucker didn't, like, you know, obviously, like, her retainer. And when she just went, Lord brother, and it was like, this is the time for you, like, yo, Goku, we had our way, we had our chance, we fucked up, we screwed up, this is what we got exiled for it, we had some troubles, like, this is now your part of it, like, it's your dream. You do it how you want to, not how we did. We failed, and that's what happened, and, you know, that's why, like, Koha could never live in this kind of world. Koha is, especially with him, like, he's little and all that, he's been growing up in war. Koen, even though he knows, like, about his ways, and he's a very smart fucking man, even he could be like, I can't live in, like, a world, like, in this kind of world, so I'd rather be exiled into this situation than anything else. Same thing really with Kome, although Kome wants to help. Like, this is the, Kome specializes in this kind of thing, but, you know, he believed in his brother's dream, he believed in that Ko-way, and even still, he's gonna try and help his sister as much as... Instead of getting depressed, like, Alibaba's like, yo, this new world is really fascinating, I love it, and it's like, I've got some ideas and all that. It's like, rather that we can do much more, we can achieve more, and it's like, if we're able to spread positivity information about the Ko-Empire globally, we'll be able to turn the tables, like, down in one full swoop. And then I'm gonna read you this little part from the last page. Alibaba, who received his education 10 years ago in the royal palace of the trade kingdom of Balba, and who inherited the blood of King Rashid, finds the workings of the new world created by Sinbad surprisingly suits him. This too will become a factor that makes the gears of fate turn full circle. So that's really, like, turning into a new thing. It's like, I'm kind of shocked about like this was an entire arc really, because like I said, I wasn't enjoying parts of it. Like it was it was getting very slugged on at parts. I mean, definitely when we was getting more into the late 290s to like getting into this point, it started getting a lot more interesting because also we had to learn a lot more about the world. But then it was just like it dragged on a little bit. But I still think it's a very good, you know, like arc for what it is. Boy, I would not recommend reading this one weekly. This is the one I would actually say maybe this is a good time for, like, you know, read this in volume format. Since this being 303, I believe at this point, since the final arc, I believe, started at 283, so this was about 20 chapters. It was like around about like 6 months, like near half a year's amount of material has been conveniently all dedicated just to be finding out about the new world. And I don't think this is like the last we're going to be seeing of the politics. I think we are going to be coming back to it. However, though, now where I feel like this, we're going to get like kind of like what Magi's been doing for a long time, is that I feel like we're going to get another mini time skip of some sorts. I feel like that we're going to be seeing like maybe a 6-7 month time skip, and then we're going to be seeing what's happening afterwards. Probably maybe we're going to see the Co-Empire rise up, and I feel like something is going to trigger where it's like, wait a fucking minute, that's bullshit. That's bullshit, and then this is where it's going to ensue to get Aladdin, Morgiana, Haikyu. This is going to involve everyone to get back, and something's going to trigger. Whether or not that's the death of someone, whether or not that's like maybe like the Co-Empire finally gets out of their bankruptcy, or maybe it could even be longer than a couple of months. Maybe it could be an entire year time skip, because, you know, they have got a big debt. So I imagine whilst this like next like little part is going to be happening, we are going to be seeing like probably Alibaba help them paying off, and they are going to have a better word around the, you know, the world, and, you know, so I believe this stuff is going to be happening. Whether or not what I'd grade the chapter as a finale for an arc, you can definitely see like it kind of wrapped up its way what it wanted to. It felt weird that I had to consider this as the Alibaba return arc, or like I haven't seen anyone talk about it, or like all I've heard is saying like, oh, Alibaba's return. That's all I've ever heard it like being known as. But I will still say, like, for the start of this, for a time skip, I still don't enjoy this as a start of the time skip. I think we should have got a lot more like into it like very quickly. I still don't think we should have had 20 chapters dedicated to this. That's still, regardless, that is a lot of fucking chapters. I believe like the volumes of Magi have about 8 to 9, like maybe into 10 sometimes. I believe it depends on Magi, but it's like, that's 2 volumes. Even if you count the 8, that's about 2.5 volumes worth of fucking debating and stuff going into it. So that honestly, like, people still eat up over in Japan. They still love it. So, and I know definitely, especially with you guys as well, since you've been becoming a lot more positive on saying on the channel as well, like you're very glad I brought Magi back, started talking about it again. And that's the thing, I'm even talking about it and I'm enjoying it. So there you go, that's something to say about it. This is like, I just think of this being animated, it's like, oh my god, like this is like 20 chapters. Like, if the most I would want to see, and I'm not even joking, I would want to see 4 episodes on this. Like, this is the legit real, like, I would be completely fine if they did 5 chapters. This is the only time it's like, bring back the regular like, season 1 pace into this, like, get 5 chapters into this. But yeah, that's honestly my opinion. I still think it's good, but boy, it had a very rough start. It had a rough start, then it got really good, and I still think overall this arc, I give a 7. I still think the 7, and that's the thing, Magi arcs are normally 8 to 9. Like, we did find out the stuff we needed to know. Most of the stuff we needed to know was necessary. I felt like it still could have been done a little bit less. It's like kind of dragged at some parts, but even still, I think I would give this chapter a 7. I think I would give this arc a 7. Like, I think it is good. It has a lot of issues though. And it's like, that's coming from like Magi arcs are normally just fucking 8s, 9s, and 10s. Like, that's honestly from me, but I want to let you know, like, in the comment section down below what you thought about this. But that's all from me, so thank you much for watching as always. If you love Magi as much as I do, you hit that like, you hit that subscribe. But I'll see you guys, and hopefully the next Magi video I will do will be the English translation version of the Sinbad no Bouken first episode. I can only hope for that. Like I said, I am sorry about that, but that's completely out of my hands. But that's all from me, so I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day.